Magandang araw mga kababayan at nandito tayo ngayon kung saan ang pangatlong restaurant nung kakausapin natin. Anak ng may-ari ito ng Bintang at ngayon isa na rin siyang isang manager at siya nagpapatakbo mismo ng restaurant ito. Ito ay isang Caribbean smokehouse. So hindi ito Filipino restaurant pero ang may-ari ay isang Pilipino. Hindi ba nakaka-proud yon na isa kang Pilipino pero pinatatakbong restaurant ay hindi Filipino food. Pero tingnan natin kung ano yung ating pwedeng maitanong sa kanya para mas ma-inspire pa tayo. Pasok tayo sa loob. Jasmine, I would like to say thank you very much first for your time and accommodating us in here. So the first question is growing up a family with entrepreneurs and everything, how did you always kind of see yourself taking part of the business?
I never did. When you're young and the business is part of the family, you always kind of want to go against it and do something different. So that's what I did, like growing up, trying to find myself. My mom and dad are always like working. They would try and get me to work in the weekends. I didn't want to work in the weekends. I was like, I didn't want to work in the weekends. I just wanted to just go out with my friends, have fun, not have the responsibility. Being young, you don't understand how much responsibility is, like running a family business, running your own business. So I think growing up, getting older, you know, I did do retail, I did do other things, but at the end, you just kind of naturally gravitate towards it. Wow. So that's what just kind of happened. But I honestly was like dead against, no, I'm not working, I'm not going to party, I'm going to do my own thing. But it's just one of the things that just comes naturally anyway when you get older.
So when you first time joined the company, was it a managerial position straight away or was it kind of something else?
No. I didn't really get fully into it until after I had my children. So for 8 years, I didn't, work. I was married, I got 2 boys, raising them, and then I think my youngest was 3, so I was still looking after him. So my brother was just like, Jasmine, I need someone just to help out in Bintang. I was still like, I'm never gonna join at that time. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll help you out. And he goes, okay, just part-time. I said, that's not a problem. And next thing I know, I'm working, and then it slowly goes, can you do more days? Yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that. Can you do this? No problem. Oh, Jasmine, I just need to check this. And oh, yeah, sure. And then it just kind of grew from that, where you kind of learn as you go.
Yes.
So I was kind of, I got the position not straight away, after 6 months, because when, like I said, it was a family business, you care and love for it, so you give more than 100% towards a family business. So that's how I got into it. It wasn't, and I just want to make it clear, when I joined, it wasn't like
managerial straight away. It was just kind of
and I had to work my way up and gain respect. It wasn't something that happened overnight. Yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to prove yourself. So just because it's a family business and my brother gave me a job, it was going to be easy. It was definitely not easy. You have to work twice as hard, and that way you can gain the respect of your peers, like people you work with, to show that, I deserve this position.
Incredible.
Yeah.
This sounds a really incredible journey already, straight away. So what inspired you to step into the leadership role of Caribbean Smokes things?
Again, that's something I kind of fell into also. It's just one of those things where I think when you in a family business and you learn things, you're still not, I would say, confident in your skills. Okay. You don't have confidence in this, you don't have confidence in that, you're still not sure if you're doing a really good job. I think most people are like that. But I think with my experience, I managed Bintang, I've managed, Ramo, Soho, and when we had Ramo Kentish, I managed there. So my experience from there helped really a lot. So me coming into Guanabana, I think those skill sets I had from those other restaurants helped me a lot here.
Wonderful.
So I'm honest, I was nervous. I didn't want to do it, but I just thought, okay, something different, I'll try it. But it's something I really grown to love, and I actually love working here.
Okay, so if there's a challenge, very tough challenge for you, being a manager or managing this restaurant, what it is and how did you actually overcome the things?
I think toughest challenge, I would say, managing a big group of people. And everyone's different personalities, and making sure everyone works well together. Because I feel like working in a very intense environment, especially in hospitality, when you have a big group, like for example on a busy weekend, I have 8 to 9 staff members on the front, and then making sure everyone works well together. I mean, that's one of the toughest one, making sure everyone works well together, make sure everyone has each other's back.
Yeah.
Have respect for one another. I think that's very tough, and I work hard at that because I feel like being Filipino, naturally, when you're in a family, you're very warm, you have hospitality. So I think that's why a lot of us are in jobs where we're in hospitality, we're caring because it's in our nature.
Absolutely right.
It's ingrained, it's in our blood. I always say it's in our blood. so I feel like if I can show it to my team, they do it to each other and do it to the customers.
Yeah.
Like treat everyone like family coming to your home. Treat each other with respect.
Exactly.
Like as Filipinos, we are like that with each other anyway. So it's very natural.
Okay. How important that your parents actually passed that kind of culture for you? Because so many other people, as if you're born and raised in this country, most of your culture is going to be disappeared, but then you still had it, and which is now, this is the first time I met you, but I can see that the way you handle things and how you kind of accommodate us, it's just the Filipino stuff in your blood, and I can see that, and I can feel it. And you're very welcoming and everything. So what do you think is a big factor from your mom that you actually pass it into you to just carry on with that culture?
I think it's a important part. I think my mom I think parents, especially Filipino parents, they're very proud of their culture. They're very proud of where they're from. So no matter where you go with it in any country, they make sure they always instill that. So, and also in actions, and how they are kind to one another. Because for example, I mean, even though I was born here, my mom would take me to Philippines back and forth. Also, I would also just see my mom's kindness and generosity when people who the Philippines, they'll come over.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a job, and they wouldn't have much. My mom would actually invite them over to the house, because she would actually go out of her way and buy things. For example, buy things on sale or cheap. She'll buy it and she'll stock it up. So if anyone who from the Philippines will reach out to her, they come here, and then she'll invite them to the house. Come pick what your toiletries, anything you want, pick it, and just to save them money, just to help them get on their feet. And that's what she would do. Little things like that, just to show. I feel like that's what she, not just a culture, but just the kindness, generosity that she had. And the Filipinos are with each other.
Yes, they are.
Always, where you need someone needs help, needs a hand, don't worry, come to my house. I've got something for you. You can take this, no problem. There's nothing in return.
Okay.
It's always that kindness of helping other people, I feel.
So how important are the religious things in terms of obviously this is a big responsibility, is running the business. How important? I mean obviously everyone has a belief, but for you, how important the religious is?
I think for me it is important. Just more, I feel like being Catholic and Filipino, it's very intertwined. That's part of our culture still. But one thing I could say with my mom, she took us to church. I went to Catholic school, so I understood about Jesus, Virgin Mary. But at the same time, even though my dad being Muslim, she didn't say, "Oh, this is the religion you have to follow." She'd be like, "Okay, learn about your dad's religion." Okay. So that's what she would do. It's important you understand it. Also, go to mosque with your dad, and she gave us a choice.
Wonderful.
It's your choice. I think of how she came about it. That's what made me embrace more being Catholic. Okay. Because of how she was. Okay. With being, no, it's just being kind. I always say being kind. Say your prayers. My mom's very much with the altar at home. I can imagine. Santa Nino. So she was very and she was part of a prayer group also. Okay. So that was a big thing with my mom. And whatever my mom did, like I said, she always made sure we were involved. And it wasn't like we didn't want to do it. I said, out of respect for my mom, it was important that we were part of it. Okay. That's very, very part of it, because then it was important to her, and what's important to her was important to us. Okay. Yeah.
So for the people who are going to watch this video, just that really curious to find out, where did you actually mom come from the Philippines?
Pampanga.
Pampanga.
Yeah, she's from Pampanga. So it's one of those things where I would say, unfortunately, my mother passed away around COVID time. So I always like to talk about her memories. Still, little things that I do is always like a homage to her, what she did. Yeah. In her kindness, or what she did as a person. I always try and do the same as her. Okay. Yeah. Even take the extra napkins from the restaurant you keep in your bag.
Absolutely.
Take the ketchup. More. Put. Yeah, little things like that. So
if you see some people taking some stuff from your restaurant, that's fine. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries, that's fine. Extra napkin. Yeah, save it for later.
Okay. So the other thing that I have to ask you though, why the Bintangs came from, do you think? The name Bintang.
The Bintang. Okay, so the story behind that really was more from my father.
Uh-huh.
He was just coming to this country. I feel like, I mean, also another part of it, when you come to a country like UK as an immigrant, is the discrimination that you get. You know, not being from the UK, being a foreigner.
Yeah.
You know, so my dad coming here, he felt like to open a business, he had to make sure that he stood out from others. So around that time, there was a lot of curry houses.
Okay, so the Bintang word is actually Filipino word, is it?
No, it's a Malaysian.
It's a Malaysian word.
It's a Malaysian word. So it's just one of the
What's
things.
the meaning of that?
A star.
A star.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, like, it's just one of those things where my dad was interested in Malaysian food. I had a lot of Malaysian friends, so he was interested in that cuisine.
Uh-huh.
But around this street, back in that, there was no restaurants on the street.
Okay.
Because it was opening around in 1980s.
You're right.
So there's no restaurants back then.
Okay.
So when he decided to open it, he had to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
So he did like a Malaysian, Singapore, Indonesian restaurant.
So it's like Asian fusion stuff, really.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not really
Asian-
focusing on Filipino stuff.
Yeah, it was just more. Yeah, it was more very fusion because it wasn't really very common to have kind of fusion cuisine back then. So that's
Yeah.
what he did. And it's just, and to sell the product, he had to say that he was Malaysian,
Uh-huh.
even though it's Bangladeshi. Just because people wouldn't come or try the food, they'll be like, oh.
Okay.
It's just one of those things where he had to actually fight
That's
to
very
get in
interesting.
his foot in that kind of hospitality industry. And then and then after that, that's when you gradually build up your reputation, and it could be a bit more open about where he's from, his love for the food, and
Yeah.
then my mom being part of it. That's like, my mom was a very big part of Bintang, like the cooking. She was the head chef. She was doing
Wow.
3 woks
Yeah.
at the same time, like
Uh-huh.
on there making food, like for the. You saw the restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
but
incredible.
the front, they've changed it, but the front had a lot more seats.
Okay. But now do you still sell those stuff, or just mainly now focusing on
No,
Filipino?
Filipino food. I think because, like I said, back in that time, no one knew about the
Filipino
Philippines.
stuff, yeah.
No one had
Otherwise,
a
it's
clue.
not gonna grow.
They wouldn't come. They knew about Singapore, Indonesia, but back then, it wasn't. No one had an idea where Philippines was.
Uh-huh.
But now, as time has gone, people are more familiar.
Okay.
People love the Philippines. People say, "I have a Filipino best friend.
Uh-huh.
I have a Filipino best friend at work." You know, and that's very common. That when you talk to people, that how we are in, like I could say, we've actually grown out into the community, spread outwards, where we actually have effect on other people who are not Filipino,
I understand.
which is a good thing.
Okay, it's incredible. So now, why this Caribbean smoke thing is born from? Because I mean, what is the reason you put out instead of another Filipino restaurant,
Yeah.
but you just decided to go to Caribbean stuff?
I think it was my brother's
Ideas.
idea. Yeah, he had a lot of Caribbean friends in
Uh-huh.
university, and he was inspired of food. He loved the food, but there wasn't any halal Caribbean restaurant around.
Okay.
So around this time, I think my dad wanted to open another restaurant, and my brother was like, you know what? He was really, when my brother's Omar, when he's passionate about food, he's passionate about, like, he obsesses over
Okay.
it. He just watches videos, he reads up on it, he doesn't sleep, his mind just thinks about the food
focusing on
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah. So he realized he can do a first halal Caribbean restaurant,
Wow.
which we never had it before.
Okay.
And so for that, when he first opened, I remember, I didn't even know if he was going to stay Caribbean because it was literally, we had no one. I remember when he was the only cook in the front of house, because by that time I had my children, I wasn't able to help.
Mm-hmm.
So he was cooking and he was serving.
So actually, he was a chef on the
Yeah.
Caribbean thing. So
Yeah.
in his all those menus come from him.
Yeah. So he was learning about it at the same time, going to auntie's house, you know, friends who had Caribbean parents, checking
Wow.
their food, you know, like trying their food, just getting tips, advice, everything on, you know, because he was just very, very interested
Yeah.
about the food. But sometimes he would sleep here.
Wow.
Back then, just how that's the
That's the
passion, the
commitment
drive.
and
This is
passion, the
commitment.
drive.
This drive for it. That's what he was the driving force behind it.
Wow.
Where he would sleep here, he would think about it, how we'll get it busy. And I think if you're passionate about the food,
All in.
then you can make it successful. It's just that drive that has to push you,
I
and which he had. And look how where we are now.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. I'm so proud, and he's just down to earth guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so proud that I met him. But it's just gonna interview him in the next few
Yeah.
weeks or so. So that would be nice. But so running the Caribbean restaurant. Obviously, most of your client is from Caribbean.
Yeah.
So what is the thing that's sometimes obviously a culture is different, but
Yeah.
how do you kind of manage to please them? I mean, obviously,
I would
since
say
coming back in.
I would just say even though they're not Filipino, I'd say immigrants who are in the UK have a very similar culture and work ethic and respect. It's very similar, especially as when your parents migrate here, they kind of instill the same values. So everyone who comes in here, like I said, it's the same. You welcome people coming in, you're friendly. That for us, that's what makes everyone, I would say, connect. So my staff, I always make sure they're very friendly to our customers, make them feel at home. Same, our customers, we have regular customers that come all the time because they love the atmosphere and they're very friendly. It's one of those things where we can treat each other like almost like family. And that's what brings people back, and they feel special when they come in. And same, we love working here because it's like you have family members coming into the restaurant.
I understand.
So that's what I would say. That's what actually makes people like that, find that connection. It's not. I don't feel there's a massive difference just on food, but as in values and then how we are as people, it's almost the same.
Wonderful. So I've noticed as well. So this purely the staff is more Caribbean as well in this particular restaurant. And that's obviously the reason behind obviously it's this Caribbean restaurant. And managing those kind of thing, is it not very far out from our Filipino style, or are they?
No.
It's pretty much the same.
I would say the same. I would say actually, I'd say a little bit more different. Because honestly, I've been around so many Filipinos. I don't see anything different. I would say like, probably because again of how I am and being Filipino and how we're quite caring for each other and how we look out for each other. I haven't actually experienced this anywhere else when I think about it now, because I feel like when you work somewhere and you work somewhere for a long time and a lot of hours, it's important that you are happy coming to work. And I think that's
important.
That's important. I think that's what Filipinos do. Any workplace they go to, they make sure you looked after. Have you eaten? Have you not eaten? Go make sure you go eat. You know, they bring food over. Okay, this you take home. I think it's the same that we do here, which you can't find anywhere. I feel in anywhere that doesn't have Filipinos, you won't get that, because we are very nurturing and caring for one another. And I think that's what bonds people together.
And I think that's so important, really, to just growing the business with happy staff and happy environment in general, and it's so much different.
100%, and that's what I would say produces a successful business. Because if your staff is happy, then they will give 100% to the business. They will care for your business. If I don't look after my team, then my team won't look after my business. I think that's very important, and because I do that, they care a lot for the business and how well we do, and it's just one of those things where I feel like, you know, we're very connected here, and I can't describe it. It's just I actually enjoy coming to work. It's hard. I have to say, when it's busy, it's very, very tough. But the one thing that helps me get through a service is my team.
That's incredible. I can see that. I mean, we've just been here for about nearly 2 hours, just running backwards forward with your restaurants. But then I can see the relationship between the staff and the boss is just as incredible to see. And I'm so proud of it to see you guys. I mean, killing it. I mean, literally. So in terms of your personal dreams, what is your kind of personal dreams? I mean, obviously for the business, do you want to set another one, or what's the other things that? So can you tell us?
You know what? It would be nice to have another one. I would say another Guanabana, but there's always that fear where can you copy what you have here, the success of here, and moving into another franchise. Location. That's the one thing that you always kind of worry about, because you can't get the same team, you can't get the same manager. It's just finding that same group of people that can give the same success here in a different location. I would love that to happen, but like opening all businesses is very, very difficult. But my dream is to retire in Philippines, actually. That's my dream, retire in Philippines. But it would be nice to have another Guanabana, because I know a lot of customer demand is very high for here, and people have been asking for us to open another one, make a bigger space. Actually, my dream would be actually make this bigger, because then if it's bigger, then at least the same team will stay here. Like, it just needs a bigger space, because right now we're not quite a massive restaurant compared to other restaurants. So it'd be good to have that where we could be in the same location, increase the capacity, and like keep the same team, just grow the team within this location.
Instead of franchising.
Yeah, because at least that way, I think what's hard with businesses is being consistent with service and with food. So I said it's a whole team effort. So being consistent all the time.
Yeah.
Like my head chef Stefan, he's been with Guanabana for 12 years,
Okay.
and he's consistent because of him. And also he cares a lot.
Wow.
And it's to find someone who has that much love for the business, where he actually puts his heart and soul into when he cooks any food. That's what I would say makes our food so good and why people keep coming back.
Wonderful, wonderful. So thank you very much for that. That's very good. I mean, that's a really inspiring story. But in terms of advice, if you're gonna give some advice for the Filipino, it's either been growing here and it's kind of always here to say, you know, kind of thinking about not sure yet if setting up the business.
Yeah.
What would you advise for them?
I would say, you know what, surround yourself by people who are supportive of you. I think that's very hard to find, when people who can, you know, motivate you, because there'll be days when it's hard, there'll be days when you don't want to do it or you just want to give up, but you always need to surround yourself by people
To support you.
who support
all the
you
way.
all the way emotionally, you know, like who'll be there for you, even if they say to you, if you need me to help in your business, I'll do it, let me know, I'll be a phone call away. I've had that from my friends also, where they're happy to come, let me know, and I'll be happy to help you down if you're short staffed. You know, having that support means a lot, and that's what helps push you.
Wonderful. It's incredible. So I'd like you to invite everyone. So anyone's going to see the video, I mean, obviously, a lot of Filipino, obviously, from all over the world, come to London. So if you want to invite them and want to try Caribbean restaurants, so invite them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say to the community in the Philippines, if you like spicy food, come to Guanabana, try a jerk chicken. Very different, similar to it in the south, but a little more spicy. But I would say I don't eat spicy food, but this is the one spicy food I actually like. As long as I have a lot of water, I'm fine. But I was like, please come down to Guanabana, and you'll be welcome and get the Filipino hospitality that we're all known for. Thank you.
Okay, so I think, I would suggest after they have the main course here, you can just go next to us.
Yeah,
They'll have
go
to try this
Mama
kind of
San, yeah,
samama for the dessert.
Yeah, definitely. Mama San's right next door. Yeah, go for the ube, the bilog, the halo halo. Halo halo here is lovely. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, so you have a bit of home when you come here.
Wishing you all the best for your business, and hopefully you can make the dreams come true for you, whatever you're wishing for.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.